Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.
Welcome back, everybody, to AI Hub. I'm Larry.
I'm Amanda.
And we are ready for another deep dive into the world of AI. You know,
Always
moving fast. Today, no exception. This is like straight out of science fiction. OpenAI, the folks behind ChatGPT, might be building their own web browser to take on Google Chrome.
That's right. It's more than just rumors. At this point, they've been quietly hiring a bunch of ex-Google Chrome developers.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that speaks volumes, doesn't it?
It does.
The project is early stages, but still, it's causing quite a stir. And what's got me really interested is they're not just talking to the usual tech companies.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
They're in discussions with companies in like travel real estate, even big retail.
This is what I find fascinating about this, because it suggests that they're not just thinking about another tech product. They're thinking about this as a platform for AI in all kinds of different parts of our lives.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, what if your web browser was like your AI sidekick, helping you with everything from booking a vacation to finding a new apartment, or even, you know, maybe writing a haiku.
Yeah, and think about businesses too. Like a travel company could use the AI in this browser to personalize recommendations.
Oh, yeah?
Or a retailer could use it to make a more interactive online shopping experience.
And of course, you can't forget about ChatGPT.
Right.
It's almost a given that this new browser would have ChatGPT built, and maybe even other AI tools too.
Of course. So that brings us to the why behind all this.
Okay.
On the surface, it seems like OpenAI is just, diversifying what they offer, but I think there's more to it than that.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that you always have the deeper insights. What's the deeper story here? What's really pushing OpenAI to jump into this world of web browsers? I mean, it's crowded already.
Well, OpenAI is all about pushing the boundaries of AI.
Sure.
But to really do that, they need a platform where these AI tools can really flourish. And what's the most popular platform for accessing information and interacting online?
I mean, the web browser, of course, but isn't that already Google's domain?
Exactly. Google Chrome has a huge market share, something like 65% globally.
Wow.
And even higher here in the US, about 68%, according to StatCounter. And that's actually gotten Google in some trouble with the Department of Justice. They're saying Google's dominance is basically an illegal monopoly.
So this is where things get interesting. Could OpenAI's browser be a way to challenge Google's control?
It could be if they make a browser that offers a genuinely better experience, especially with powerful AI tools like ChatGPT built in. People might switch from Chrome.
And if enough people do that, Google's market share would take a hit.
Right.
Which would help the DOJ's case. Things are getting interesting. But what does this mean for the average person? You know, someone who just uses their browser to check email or watch funny videos online? Would this AI-powered browser change how we use the internet?
That's the big question, isn't it? To understand that, we need to unpack what an AI-powered browser could actually be. Instead of just being this window to the web, imagine it's more like a partner, like an AI assistant that's constantly learning your needs.
Okay, so less like a window, more like an AI co-pilot for the internet. I like that, but what would that actually look like?
Like, say you're researching something complicated. Instead of reading through pages and pages of text, your browser could just summarize the key points for you.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Oh.
Especially when you're trying to figure out some complex topic. It'd be like having a research assistant right there in your browser.
Exactly. Or imagine you're on a website in another language. Your browser could translate it for you, like instantly.
Wow. So the whole web would be accessible. No more messing with those clunky translation tools.
Right. And think about fact-checking. With AI, your browser could cross-reference information, even flag suspicious sources. It could help you figure out what's real and what's fake online.
So it's not just about convenience. It's about helping people become more informed. Especially these days when it's so hard to tell what to believe.
Exactly. And these are just a few examples. We're just scratching the surface here. But of course, with any powerful technology, there are downsides we have to think about.
Right. It wouldn't be a deep dive if we didn't look at both sides.
So what are some of the concerns you have about an AI-powered browser?
Well, privacy is a big one.
Sure.
If your browser is always watching what you do online, collecting your data to personalize your experience, what happens to that data? Who can see it? How are they using it?
Yeah, that's a huge issue. Data privacy is already a big problem with these big tech companies. An AI-powered browser could make that even worse if it's not designed with privacy and transparency in mind.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of bias. AI algorithms can be biased, especially if they're trained on bad data. So if your browser is biased, it could affect your search results, even reinforce harmful stereotypes.
Like in those sci-fi movies where the AI controls what you see and hear. It's shaping your reality and you don't even know it. We don't want that. Great. And then there's the question of control. If our browser's making choices for us, like filtering content or suggesting things, are we giving up too much control?
Yeah, it's like the difference between driving a car and being a passenger.
Exactly.
When you're driving, you're in control, but when you're a passenger, you're trusting someone else to get you where you need to go. And in this case, the driver is an AI that we might not fully understand.
That's a good point. We want AI to make our lives better, not take over.
So where does that leave us? Are we about to enter this amazing internet utopia where AI makes everything easy? Or are we headed for a dystopia where we lose our privacy and our choices?
I think the answer is somewhere in between. It depends on how we use this technology.
It feels like we're at a turning point. The choices we make now about AI and web browsers will shape the future of the internet.
It's true. Technology is never neutral. It reflects our values and our choices. And as we explore this new technology, we need to be careful.
I think that's a good point to wrap up this part of our deep dive. It's wild to think that just a few years ago, an AI-powered browser would sound like pure science fiction.
I know, right? And now it feels like it's right around the corner, this big change in how we use the internet.
It really makes you wonder what the internet's going to be like in a few years. Will we even notice the AI? Or will it be like this constant presence, guiding us through the digital world?
That brings up a good point about transparency. As AI gets smarter, will we understand how it's making decisions? Can we trust it to be fair, unbiased, aligned with our values?
Transparency. Yeah, that's key.
Yeah.
If we're going to give more control to AI, even in something like a web browser, we need to be able to see how it works, understand the logic, its suggestions, how it filters things, how it makes decisions. Without that, it could feel really opaque, unpredictable, even a little creepy.
It's like talking to someone where you can't see their face or their body language.
Yeah.
You can't really tell what they're thinking, and that can make it hard to trust them.
Exactly. Trust is everything here. If people don't trust the AI, they're not going to use it.
Right. And that's why I think it's so important for the people making these browsers to make transparency a priority.
Right.
They need to be open about how it works, what data they're collecting, how they're using it.
Absolutely. They have to be open to feedback, to questions from users.
Yeah.
They need to show that they understand the ethics. They're committed to building something that helps people without compromising their privacy or their freedom.
It's a big challenge, but I think it's crucial if we want to build a future where AI makes our lives better without, dehumanizing us.
Well said. I think that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI-powered browsers. It's clear that we're at a crossroads here. Huge potential, but also some big risks. The choices we make now will determine the future of the internet.
Exciting and a little scary for sure. It's definitely something we'll all be watching closely.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on AI Hub. We'll be back soon with another deep dive into the world of AI.
Welcome to the AI Hub, a podcast for AI-driven side hustles designed for IT professionals like you.
From cutting-edge AI tools to practical, no-nonsense tips, each episode brings you closer to turning tech into income.
Tune in to discover smart and sustainable ways to boost your career and income with AI.